As the world returns to normal, or at least a new normal, more people are booking their travel than ever before because we're all very anxious to get out of our homes and out of the towns in which we've been trapped for over a year. One of the challenges that comes with traveling as a parent is traveling with your children. Of course, we want to give them amazing experiences, but the logistics of traveling with them can be tricky. Today, I have 5 tips or hacks for you for how to travel with your children depending on their age. So this is really focused on kind of kindergarten and under. For all of the magical lifestyle tips, please be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, give this video a thumbs up, just so I know that you are liking the content we are producing. And if you want to go a step further, you can follow us on Instagram or subscribe to our weekly newsletter. Link in the description box. So let's jump right into the tips. Tip number 1. This is all about preparation, folks. When you're traveling with your children, you need to be prepared in advance for multiple scenarios. We have a designated travel backpack that is strictly Callie's, and part of the allure of this backpack is that it only comes out when we're going on vacation. So if you can associate a special item, maybe that they get as a gift from Santa, maybe that they can pick out, maybe it comes as a birthday present, but if you can designate one special space where they get to put all of their vacation goodies, then your trip will automatically be more successful because they'll be anticipating getting to use their special thing. So this backpack has only seen vacation. Now, Mark and Callie are actually embarking on a trip to Florida tomorrow. So I wanted to show you tip number 2, what to pack inside this special travel bag. You know what would be really cute is if the travel bag came with a note from like whoever it's coming from, Santa, the Tooth Fairy, the Easter Bunny, whatever, that had like a little rhyme or a little poem inside about how to use this bag and how to get excited for the trip. I want to show you what's in Callie's bag. So that way you can get a sense of what you should be packing for your children to entertain them whilst in the airport, on the plane, on a bus, wherever you're going. So I want to show you what we typically do with Callie when we're flying with her on a plane. I like to think about our plane ride in 20 to 30 increments because that is kind of how long her attention can be sustained on one activity. So you have to know what your children are going to be into and how long they might be willing to do it. So I have here some new things that she's never seen before, including, I love these. These are the Imagine Ink mess-free marker activities. So essentially this is like a coloring book, and it also has little brain games in here for her to do. And the best part is that this marker only shows up on these pages. So it's okay if she slips onto the tray, it's okay if it's uncapped and ends up on the fabric of something because it won't show up. I also pulled these. I ordered these off of Amazon. I'll link them in the description box below, but these are scratch art. Do you remember doing these when we were younger? This just comes with a little wooden dowel and a bunch of different images. There's 4 molds, I believe. This is brand new. The pack isn't even opened yet. It's easy, it's portable. You can recycle the molds when you're done with them. It's not like art you're going to need to keep. This is awesome. And then this is from Chick-fil-A. So I go through our like coloring books, our activities, and I pull things that we haven't done yet. So this is a sticker activity. This will not take her 20 minutes, this sticker activity, but there's also like a color wheel section in here. So use what you have. You don't have to order anything new if you don't want to. I had been strategically picking things up knowing we were going on this plane ride. I also picked up some of these Crayola mess-free Color Wonder finger paints. So these are super light. They kind of look like light switches, but basically there is a little coloring paper inside. Your children will rub their finger onto this like waxy business and then rub it onto the page and it turns colors. There's 2 of these. I think they might be the same picture. Maybe we'll do one down, one on the way back. You don't need water for these. Super easy and mess-free. And we also love Water Wow. So we have this little pen that it comes with. You fill this with water, which either you can bring on with you onto the plane or you can get on the plane. And then you draw with the water on the pages. It's not messy. The pages are really sturdy. Once they dry, they erase, so you can do this again. This is a learning book. This one's about numbers. They have them about everything. We just happen to already own this one, so this will be going in her backpack as well. Another activity to bring with you on the plane are small, easy games. So we have, since of course we're flying down to Disney, we have the I Found It Disney cards. These are awesome. Callie and I play them at the kitchen table. And not a plug for Chick-fil-A. We're actually not a big Chick-fil-A family, but these little discovery cards, these games are about matching. They're super compact, super small. And again, if you needed to recycle them because you lost cards, they're taking up too much space, they're messy, you could easily do that. But these would also be great for older kids to play on their own. And then I also snuck in there, I'm gonna put this little Rapunzel doll in there just as like a surprise, so that when she opens her bag, she'll see that I've left her something. It's brand new. We collect these ones. So it'll be a new one for her collection, and she'll be able to play with this on the tray on her way down. I also tucked a brand new, she got these for Easter, a brand new pack of crayons in the side. If she wants to color on any of those pages, it's not a marker, it's not gonna get messy. She has brand new sparkly crayons to play with. Tip number 3 is about snacks. So we all know that when we get hangry, when we get thirsty, we do not behave like the wonderful humans that we are. So we tend to ply Callie with snacks on the plane. You can do this in a healthy way, or you can do this in any way that suits your family best. We tend to do this with treats because when we travel, it's on vacation, so we're trying to do things out of the ordinary. Let me show you how I pack Callie snacks. I've been doing this snack trick every single time that we have flown with Cal. So we get one of these big pill containers, which are like $1. They're very inexpensive. And then we fill them with treats. And so there are 7 days, which means that we would do the math, right? If you're on the plane for 2.5 hours, divided by 7, after how many minutes would you get to open the next one? And when she was little, this also doubled as a fine motor skill activity. And we did fill it with like yogurt covered raisins and healthier options. And this is straight up filled with all the Easter candy that she likes that's left over. We have like Reese's Pieces in here. These are specialty malted milk balls from a local candy shop. Those are just eggs. We have a Twix in here, Milky Way. Those like silly malted eggs. And then some chocolate. And she'll split this with Mark, of course, but we fill it up for the ride there, and then we fill it up for the ride back. And then I believe Mark is gonna hang on to this in his carry-on, so that way she just doesn't have access to it all the time. But between the snacks that we have packed for her, the cart service, she's gonna be totally fine and thrilled that she gets to have this much candy in a 3-hour period. You could fill this with much different choices, but it is fun, and then she helped pack it as well. Tip number 4, if you can get a TSA pre-check, that would be the way to go. It's possible that the airline you're flying on will allow you, because you have young children, to board first, but the pre-check allows you to skip the shoes off, so much stuff in the bins. It's just a lot easier. And if that's not an option for you, is there a way for you to board early onto your plane so that you can get yourself and your family settled before all of the other passengers are ready to go, and you're hearing from the flight crew that you should be buckling up and we're taking off? I just think that getting that extra time so that you're not rushed and you can be the first ones on the plane is helpful. And then bonus, if you can get the pre-check as well, it'll just save you some time in the airport so that you don't have to shift shoes and shuttle everyone to one location quickly. And there are less people in line at the pre-check, so you don't have to worry that, you know, when you feel like there's people behind you, you have to go quickly, you don't have time to take your time. I hate that feeling. So if you can get yourself the pre-check or board early, that would be the way to go. Tip number 5 is be graceful with yourself. You're not traveling all the time. So if you need to get your kid a cute set of headphones and a tablet and download a movie or games for them, please, mama, give yourself a break. Traveling requires getting to the airport, transferring all the luggage, waiting in the airport after you've made it through security, and then finally getting on the plane. Sometimes the plane ride is the easiest part, but it's also the end of the road. So if you've been traveling for 2 to 3 or more hours before you've even gotten on the plane, it's time for a tablet. We also, as part of this tip, rented a hotspot from our library because you don't know what, well, you might know in advance what your plane is going to have in terms of televisions or movies wherever you're going. On super short trips like the one that we're taking, meaning it's under 4 hours, our plane is going to have very limited Wi-Fi capacity. So we rented a hotspot totally for free from our local library, which means that she'll be able to watch her tablet from wherever. I hope you found these tips beneficial and helpful and that you'll start implementing them as soon as your family gets to book their next vacation. I love you. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you next week. Bon voyage. We are up and at 'em. Let's see.
So Mama,
2.5 hours.
To look, I'll look.
Okay.
You're
2.5 hours past our bedtime.
supposed to guess.
We're going strong.